Good morning all. This is Mrs. Arshika, working as an assistant professor in AA and DS department, subject code AL3451, subject name machine learning in regulation 2021. Today we are going to discuss types of machine learning. They are supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. In supervised learning is a type of machine learning where the computer learn using labeled data. That means every input already has a correct answer. For example, imagine we give the system patient data with age and gender, and we also tell it whether that patient is healthy or sick. In this example, we have given the patient's detail to identify the patient is sick or healthy. By seeing many examples, the machine learns patterns. So later, when a new patient's data is given, the system can predict whether the patient is healthy or sick. In supervised learning, it is divided into two types. One is classification and regression. In this diagram, we have something called input raw data. This is the original data we collected. In example, we have pictures of animals like elephants, camels and cows. These images are called labeled data because each image already has a correct name attached to it. For example, elephant image is labeled elephant, the camel image is labeled camel and so on. These labels are given to the algorithm. The algorithm is the brain of the system. It studies the data and compare patterns and tries to understand the different animals. After comes to the processing stage, here the model analyzes features such as shape, size, ears, legs or color difference between animals. Based on these patterns, it learned how to distinguish one animal from another. Finally, on the right side, we see the output. When a new image is given, the trained data can correctly classify it as an elephant, camel or cow. Next, another important type of machine learning called unsupervised learning. In unsupervised learning, we gave the system data along with correct answers, but in unsupervised learning, we do something different. We only provide the computer with raw data. We do not give any label or answers. So the system can analyze the data by itself and find patterns, similarities or hidden structure. The main goal of unsupervised learning is to discover hidden patterns and structures in data without any guidance. The most common task in unsupervised learning is called clustering. Clustering means grouping similar data points together. Next, in this example, animals like elephant, camels and cows, notice that there are no labels given. The system is not told with any animal is which. So the output is unknown at the beginning. This is the main characteristics of supervised learning. The model is trained but no correct answer. The next data goes to the interpretation. Here, system observes the data carefully and tries to identify similarities and difference between items. For example, it may notice that some animals have trunk, some have humps and some have horns. After the stage is passes to the algorithm. An algorithm analyzes the pattern mathematically and tries to group similarity items together based on their features. Then comes to the processing stage. On this stage, the model organizes the data into clusters or groups. It does this automatically without human help. So instead of predicting labels, it forms natural grouping. Then finally, output. The system has grouped similar animals together. Elephant is in one group, camel is in another, and cows in another group. Third one is reinforcement learning. In this method, where a system learns by interacting with its environment and improving its decision through feedback. Unlike supervised learning, here we do not give correct answers, and unlike unsupervised learning, we are not just finding patterns. Instead, the system learns through trial and error. In reinforcement learning, there are three main components: agent, environment, and reward. In this diagram, we are providing input, we are seeing input raw data which is represented by different color shapes. These input could be images, signals, sensor readings, or any kind of real world data. In this input goes a system that contains two important components: agent and environment. The agent is learning or decision maker. It observes the situation and decides what action to take. Next in is the environment, is everything around the agent that reacts its action. When the agent perform an action, the environment respond. So reinforcement learning works like a loop. Agent takes action, environment reacts, agent receives feedback, agent improve decision. The loop continues again and again until agent learn the best behavior. Now look at the arrow, follow a cycle is diagram. This circular flow shows that the reinforcement learning. The system does not learn one and stop. It's keep learning from the experiment. After many trials and feedback cycles, the agent becomes intelligent enough to organize or classify data correctly. The group circles represent improved decisions or learned patterns. Here are some of the machine learning applications. Real time, there's an image recognition, speech recognition, recommender systems, fraud detection, self-driving cars, medical diagnosis, stock market trading, virtual try on. Thank you.